On today's episode of Anime Afterthought, welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun Season 2, Episode 12, Kalego-sensei's Home Visit. Oh my god. Opera-senpai, are you freaking kidding me? So in an episode where we get two chibi versions of Asmodeus, I'm like, this is top contender for MVP of today's episode, right? Like, surely this will win. Nope. For the next home visit, we get a Valak sing-along, including the introduction of the eldest brother, Urara, the once in a blue moon, calm and composed Valak. Of course, me being a Clara fanboy, definitely gonna win, right? Sadly, you would be mistaken. Well, hell, maybe it's the myriad of misfits relatives we see as Kalego makes his way down the roster. Interesting? Hell yes. But is it enough to actually take MVP? Nope, for it is the final visit that takes the cake. I gotta say, they absolutely saved the best for last. I mean, starting off so defensive, he's actually using Iruma as a human shield, literally. But little did I know where his main concern lies. I mean, we've only seen him interact with Sullivan in such a unique orientation. I mean, let's face it, he's an underling, and as they say in today's episode, the demonic hierarchy really does play a very pivotal role. So what happens when a Kohai reunites with a senpai? Well, in this case, hilarity ensues. See, while we learned that Ballum and Kalego go way back, they're more like BFFs. Given the startling reaction we see as Kalego comes face to face with Opera, definitely resembles a youth coming face to face once again with their greatest tormentor. And I gotta say, Opera is completely hamming this shit up, completely teasing Kalego to no end. It's one of those, oh shit, I gotta know what the hell happened moments, and lucky for us, we actually get a flashback. See, Kalego has always had this unique disposition. I won't say the demon can't smile, but it does seem he has a permanent frown tattooed on his face. And it definitely doesn't help that he seems to be the target of every ruffian at the school. There's a good reason for that. It seems he's being mistaken for another individual who is causing complete and utter havoc. Turns out that individual, you guessed it, was Opera. I mean, hey, it's not his fault though they decided to copy his androgynous, black-haired, pointy ear look. Wait, are those things on Kalego's head ears? Horns? I mean, they are a very peculiar fashion statement otherwise. Now, after witnessing teenage Opera, for a split second, the thought crossed my mind, wait a second, was Opera a girl? Have I been mispronouncing this character since day one? I just automatically assumed he was male. There I go again. But of course, then I came back to my senses. I really don't give a fuck. Opera is Opera. He's whatever the viewer wants him to be until the narrative tells us otherwise. And I have to say, while the gender may be up in the air, the trauma that Kalego felt is all too real, and it's still ingrained in his DNA till this day. But it doesn't stop him from doing his duty. I love how at the end of everything, the spotlight really did show on Kalego. Yes, his backstory was fucking amazing, but I loved how they focus on him as a character and the way he relates to the misfits. While at times he does admonish them, the truth is he really does care. He wouldn't go through all this effort if he didn't. Entire notebooks for each student filled to the brim with pages of, well, their strengths, their weaknesses, and how they can improve for the future. How Clara needs to be more considerate, how Asmodeus needs to focus on himself once in a while, and how Iruma needs to stop confusing responsibility with self-sacrifice. He really does know his students. This is one hell of a sensei. But in the end, Kalego can hold a grudge like a motherfucker. Tortured by these home visits, he decided to leave the misfits with a little parting gift for their end of terminus. About a shit ton of homework on your little summer vacation. Honestly, this was just an amazing episode, but wrapping it up with the entirety of the Misfits class, said one individual showing up to Iruma's house to invite him to an amusement park, you just gotta fucking love it. Now, we can't end today's episode without going over our missing person. Yes, today's episode is a brief, very brief shot, an actual Iruma thought bubble of person. Roughly 18 minutes and 18 seconds, our missing misfit finally makes the episodic debut. Yeah, and like I said, all it is just a little still of Kalego trying to talk to person and him on his cell phone. Like I said, I can't wait for this guy, his arc to come out. You guys already told me he's getting this whole arc. I honestly can't fucking wait. I gotta know what the fuck is up with this character. Like I said, I really do love this episode. Season 2 takes the reins and is heading into a nice character development. We're seeing a lot of the misfits. Now we're seeing teachers, and now we're seeing Kalego, like an opera. Like, I fucking love it. I fucking love it so much. So yeah, anyways, with all that being said and more Iruma-kun next week, I honestly cannot wait for future episodes.